Hi everyone, welcome back to Design Code. My name is Sorasit. In today's video, we're going to learn about how to master responsive design in Figma. Creating responsive layouts is a must-have skill for any UI/UX designer. With so many different devices and screen sizes, designing interfaces that look great and work well on all platforms is necessary. Mastering this skill will make you stand out in the field. In this course, we'll start from scratch to create this beautiful design. You'll learn how to make layouts that are user-friendly and work on any device. Throughout the course, we'll cover essential topics like auto layout features such as fill container, min and max width, and wrap. You'll also learn about constraints, the grid system, and breakpoints for creating adaptive layouts. We'll create a project management web design using a flat bento style for a minimalist and clean look. This means we'll focus on the information architecture and avoid unnecessary gradients, shadows, and blurs. We'll use only auto layout to make sure the entire web design is fully adaptive. Before starting the course, you'll need my Figma file. This file contains the original design, assets, components, variables, and more. It will be your main resource throughout the course, helping you easily follow along with the lessons and exercises. In this design project, I used our design system, Design Code UI, which you can get for free from the Figma community. However, the free version doesn't include everything, so I've included the necessary elements in my Figma file for those without full access to our UI kit. If you're interested, visit designcodui.com. Our design system is currently 50% off and available for only $49. With this purchase, you'll get 300 plus components and 2,000 variants with weekly updates. The kit includes icons and framer components ready to use. It's expertly curated with variables, variants, and adaptive layouts, created by me and the Design Code team. The first part of my video is completely free. In it, we'll create the desktop app and the hero section of our landing page, and you'll learn how to make your layout responsive. To access the second part, where we'll cover making your web design adaptive for tablet and mobile, learning about the grid system, and understanding breakpoints, you'll need to subscribe to designcode.io for premium content. So let's get started. In this first section, we will design the desktop app and learn the fundamentals of auto layout. You will master resizing techniques such as fill container, hug content, and fixed sizes. We will also cover spacing and padding to ensure your designs are responsive and adaptable. This section will give you the essential skills to create a well-structured and flexible layout using only auto layout. Auto layout lets designers create responsive designs easily. It allows elements within a frame to adjust automatically based on their content and the settings you define. With auto layout, you can set padding, spacing, and alignment, so components resize and move smartly as content changes. This is great for designing interfaces that adapt to different screen sizes and orientations, making your design process more efficient and consistent across all devices. Understanding how to use resizing options effectively ensures that your design adapts well to different screen sizes and content changes. There are 3 primary resizing options in auto layout: fill container, hug content, and fixed size. I will talk about minimum and maximum width and height in the next section. Hug content option makes an element resize based on its content. This is great for text boxes or labels that need to adjust to fit the text inside them. Using hug content ensures the element only takes up the space it needs, keeping the design clean and efficient. Fixed size keeps an element's dimensions constant, no matter what's inside it or changes in the parent container. This is useful for elements that need to stay a specific size, like icons or logos. By setting a fixed size, you make sure these elements don't stretch or shrink, keeping their appearance and functionality just right. The fill container option lets elements expand to fill the available space in their parent container. This is great for responsive designs where elements need to adjust to different screen sizes. For example, a button set to fill container will stretch to match the width of its parent frame, keeping it proportional and consistent across various devices. You can set the alignment for child objects to control how they are positioned within their parent frame. This tool offers 9 layout options for aligning the children within a frame, letting you choose the best positioning for your design. Once you have my Figma file, add a new page which will be your workspace. The first thing we're going to do is create the desktop app for the hero section of the landing page. Find the avatar component in my assets page. Then press Shift+A to place the avatar in auto layout. Set the size to 80 by 80 and it will automatically be fixed size. This way, the container will always be 80 by 80 no matter what changes inside it, and the parent container won't stretch or shrink. Next, align the child container to the center, then fill with the background main color variable. Duplicate it 7 more times, then select all the tabs and add them to one auto layout. Again, press Shift+A for the shortcut. Set the direction to vertical. This will stack the tabs one on top of the other, and remove the spacing to 0. Next, you will need icons that you will find in the asset page. Then, replace the logo. I forgot to add another tab for the logout. Let's duplicate one more and replace the logo with the icon. Now I want to add a divider for each tab. Press on L, create a line and fill with divider color variable. And place it inside the layout flow. Then we're going to resize it to fill the container, which means expanding to fill the available space within the parent container. Next, duplicate the divider and place it between each tab. Then name the layers. Let's move on to the next step. If the steps are too fast for you, you can pause and play as soon as you have finished. We're going to create the project overview. When a user clicks on a tab, such as the project icon in the side menu, the tab will display the project list and details like team members. You will need the logo of the tool the user is working on, such as Figma and the More icon. Type the title of the project using the body medium text style, which is interfont medium and 16. Make sure to set the width to auto and align it to the left. Fill the text with foreground primary color variable. Place the text in the middle of the logo and icon. We will put the logo and the text together in a container. Set the spacing between the logo and text to 10. Then, assemble the two elements, the logo and text container and icon in one auto layout. Set the horizontal and vertical padding to 10 and fill with background main color variable. And round the corner to 10. I'm going to create a component for my project list, which will also make things easier for you if you don't want to create from scratch and take the component directly from my asset page. I'll explain more about component properties in my next video. So I placed all the logo in a component set and copied one of the variants and replaced it with my logo. Now you can see that it's easier when you want to change your logo. I'm not going to create a component set for the icon because I only need the More icon. Next, I'm going to create a component for the project list tab and add component properties. I'm going to add nested instance properties by incorporating the logo component. Nested instances means using components within other components. Then I'm going to add a text property so we can change the text directly within the component property. I'll copy my component and replace it with the one in my workspace. Then you'll see the properties available in the Properties component. Okay, let's duplicate it 3 more times. Add auto layout and set the spacing to 16. Change the logo and text. You can see that the frame is set to hug content, which makes the element resize itself based on the size of its content. Let's create the button to allow users to add more projects to their list. Press on T and type Add Project using the same text style body. Bring the plus icon from the asset. Select both elements and add auto layout. We're going to change the height size to 44 pixels. I'm going to set 12 for the horizontal padding in the meantime, because then we'll fill it with the container. Then, fill with the button color style and round the corner to 10. Fill with the text with foreground primary color variable. Bring back all elements visible on the canvas. Let's add a title using the headline medium. Then place all the elements inside auto layout, set the spacing to 20, padding to each direction to 20. Back to the button, as I'm using color variable, it's currently in light mode. However, if I want to change the color to white, I have to change the mode to dark, even if I'm doing a light version. Fill the title with the foreground primary color variable. Now we're going to create the team container. Instead of redoing from scratch, we're going to use the same one, but I'm going to change the logo for the avatar. Change the text to a member's name. We're going to add the status indicator. Press on O and create a circle of 8 by 8. Fill it with a red color and type offline using the footnote style. Then fill it with the foreground secondary variable. Assemble the ellipse and the text in another container. Set the spacing to 10 between them. Add the status indicator inside the layout flow of the Team Member tab. Group the status indicator and the text in another container and set it to vertical layout. Now let's align center the content container. Set the spacing to 0. Change the horizontal padding to 4 and align to center in the alignment box. I'll create a set of components for the status indicator so we can easily switch between online and offline. Next, create a component for the team member layout. Add a text property for the team member's name and nested instance properties for the avatar and status indicator. Duplicate the project container. Change the title for Team Members. Replace the project list layout to the team member component. Now you can easily change the contents inside the layout, such as changing the name, avatar, and status. Now, let's assemble the two containers, add auto layout, and set it to vertical layout with no spacing. Let's fill with the background container color and remove the spacing. The layout is currently set to hug content. To make it adaptive, we need to change it to fill container for all the child containers, including the child containers within other child containers. We must set the parent container to a fixed size, let's say 334. So I keep going, we mustn't forget a single child container. For the button, I want it to fill the container as well. So I'm going to set it to fill container. You can see that I haven't set the alignment yet, so let's set it to center. I'm going to go fast. You might stop and play as soon as you're done. Let's test it. As you can see, it's not perfect yet. That's because we forgot to adjust some of the other child containers. For now, let's focus on the first section of projects. Select the content container and set the spacing to auto. This will automatically adjust the spacing between items based on the available space and the size of the elements. It's not perfect yet. We also need to select the text individually and set it to fill container. There's something that annoys me visually. What's bothering you? That's right, the alignment is not centering. Let's fix it. Voila, it works. Now let's focus on the second part of team members. So let's do the same thing again. Select all child containers and fill containers. Don't forget a single one. Just perfect. Let's finish our desktop app. Now, let's create the dashboard, which is the main content area. Take the column header from the asset page. We're going to create our first card. In this card, we'll put various elements such as image, label of the project, title, description, team, and more. Take the column header, the image, the badge, the progress bar, and the project info from the asset page. We're going to add title and description. Press on T and type a title of the project using the body medium style. And fill with the foreground primary color variable. Make sure to set the text to auto width and align it to the left. Setting text to auto width means the text box will automatically adjust its width to fit the content. Aligning text to the left ensures that the text starts from the left edge of the text box. Now add a description using the footnote regular. This time we're going to set to auto height, which means the text box will automatically adjust its height to fit the content. The description is too long and we have limited space. To keep the design clean and uncluttered, let's use Truncate to shorten the text to fit within a specified space. Let's resize the image to 320 by 160. In this section, we'll continue where we left off. We'll finish our desktop app design and then start creating the landing page for the website. You'll learn advanced auto layout techniques in Figma, including layout directions like vertical, horizontal, and the essential wrap feature. We'll also cover padding and how to set minimum and maximum widths to ensure your designs are flexible and responsive. We're about to create this project card. So let's talk about padding, which is the space inside a container between its border and the content. Using padding properly keeps elements from touching the edges of their container, making everything look cleaner and easier to read. You can manage padding in different ways: horizontal padding, vertical padding, and even setting padding individually for each side. Horizontal padding is the space added to the left and right sides of the content within a container. It ensures that text, images, and other elements have enough space from the container's edges. So, we're going to set the horizontal padding to 10. Vertical padding is the space added to the top and bottom of the content within a container. It ensures elements have enough space from the container's top and bottom edges. We're also going to set 10 for the vertical padding. This creates a consistent and balanced look. Uniform padding ensures the content inside the card has equal space on all sides, making it look symmetrical, neat, and well organized. Individual padding allows you to set different padding values for each side of the container. Use individual padding when you need specific padding values for different sides of a container. We will use different padding when designing the landing page. Now, let's talk about the direction setting. It controls how elements are arranged within a frame. You can set it to arrange items vertically, horizontally, or to wrap onto multiple lines. When the direction is set to vertical, elements are stacked one on top of the other. This is particularly useful for creating lists, forms, or any content that flows from top to bottom. It helps maintain a clear visual hierarchy and makes it easier to manage vertical spacing between elements. Setting the direction to horizontal arranges elements side by side from left to right. This is perfect for navigation bars, toolbars, and other UI components that need horizontal alignment. It ensures consistent spacing and aligns elements neatly in a row. The wrap option allows elements to flow onto the next line when they reach the edge of the container, creating a new row or column. This is useful for flexible, responsive grids and galleries that need to adapt to different screen sizes or varying numbers of items. Back to our card, let's round the corner radius of the parent container. When setting round corners, there's a rule to follow. If the inner corner radius is 10, you need to add this to the padding value, which is 10. So 10 plus 10 equal 20. So the outer corner radius should be 20. This ensures that the rounded corners look consistent and smooth. I'm going to create a component and add properties. Don't worry, I'll cover this topic in my next video. To make our card responsive, we'll use the same principles we learned in section 1. Now, let's talk about min and max width. These settings control the smallest and largest sizes an element can take, ensuring your design stays functional and consistent across different screen sizes. Min width sets the minimum size an element can shrink to, regardless of the content or parent frame resizing. Max width sets the maximum size an element can grow to, preventing it from becoming too large. This helps maintain visual balance and prevents elements from stretching disproportionately on larger screens. Now, bring back the column header. Let's duplicate 3 more cards and place all the elements in one auto layout. Set the spacing to 20. Select the header and resize it to fill container. Then, duplicate the container 3 more. Next, let's change the project status indicator. Add the 4 containers inside one layout. Set the spacing to 20 and set the horizontal and vertical padding to 20. And fill with background main color variable. We need the header to complete our desktop app, so we're not going to make it from scratch. Let's get it from my asset page. Now that we have 4 containers, we'll start by creating the bottom container. Assemble the sidebar, project overview, and dashboard using a horizontal layout in an auto layout. We don't need any spacing. Then assemble the top and bottom containers together, of course in another auto layout, our best friend for today. Now, we'll do the same thing again. Select our child containers and set them to fill the parent container. For the sidebar, we'll set the height of the container and fill it with the same color variable. We're going to fix the size of our parent container by setting the width to 1980. Then we'll continue to set all the child containers to fill the parent container. Now change the height to 1200. Let's test it. Cool, it works. We still need our tab navigation. Let's get it from the asset page. Now include it in the auto flow. You need to combine it with the dashboard by creating another auto layout. Set the direction to vertical layout with no spacing. Align it in the center via the alignment box. We're going to add individual padding at the top. Set 20 on the top padding. Fill with the same color variable. The final step is to add a separator. Simply use line by pressing L. Fill it with the divider color variable. Place it at the bottom of the header and set to fill container. Duplicate another one and place it between the tab navigation and the dashboard. I'll create another line, but this time vertically, between the sidebar and the overview project, as well as another one between the overview and the dashboard. Here's your task. Replace the cards by changing the images, badges, titles, and descriptions. You can pause. Once finished, you can replay the video. Now let's create our hero section. To save time and keep the video short, we'll reuse components like the navigation bar and button from Design Code UI. You will need the navigation bar, the text box, and the desktop app for the hero section. You can find these on my asset page. Select the desktop app, press K to activate the scaling tool and resize it to fit the hero section. Then select the text box and the desktop app and put them in an auto layout. Set the padding for both to 60 pixels and set the gap between items to auto. Fill the hero section container with the main background color variable. You'll notice it lacks contrast, so this will be the only place where we add a shadow. Let's add a drop shadow using a purple shade and decrease the opacity to make it subtle. Now, assemble the navigation bar and the hero section in an auto layout. Fill the background frame. Set the spacing to 20, the padding to 20 on all sides, and round the corners to 30. Select the hero section container and set it to fill the container, then set the navigation bar to fill the container as well. Now you can see that the desktop app isn't adaptive. We need to set it to fill the container too. You will notice decimal values when resizing. Let's round those numbers. I want my desktop app to move below the hero text, so we'll use the wrap option. This will make the desktop app flow onto the next line when it reaches the edge of the container. There's too much spacing. We'll remove it and set it at 0. Let's set the frame to 1440. Next, you'll need 3 cards below the main content of the hero section. These 3 cards will be part of the hero section, creating a bento style. Add them to an auto layout, set the direction to wrap and the spacing to 20 pixels. Then, place the container inside the parent container. Now we also have to fill container including the 3 cards. Great job! We've completed section 2. Now that we've finished the hero section, we can make a nice presentation by putting it in another frame and adding a shadow to make it float. You may even just add a nice wallpaper as a background. We've completed the hero section. To watch the rest of the video, visit our Design Code website and subscribe for the full course and other premium content, such as how to turn your design to code or prototype and many more. Right now, we're offering a special WWDC promotion with 50% off. It's a fantastic deal. If you're like me and love a good bargain, don't miss out. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you like it, enjoy it. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.